All right, let's step into the shadows. Today, we are diving deep into the poetic heart of NecroVeil's incredible Gothic ballad, Witch of Sorrow. Because, beyond that haunting melody, there's a whole tragic story just woven into the lyrics. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pull apart that narrative and see what makes it tick.
So the song kicks off with this line, right? She's a moonlight curse and a lace of thorns. And this isn't just a description. It's basically the entire story in one sentence. A moonlight curse. It ties her to the night, something you just can't escape. And a lace of thorns, wow. I mean, what a perfect way to capture that mix of delicate beauty and sharp defensive pain. It's beautiful, but don't get too close.
And that really is the question for this whole song, isn't it? Who is she? What could possibly create this creature of beautiful pain? The lyrics, thankfully, are going to guide us. They're going to take us on a journey right into her past to find out where all this grief really comes from. Okay, so first things first. To really get her story, we have to look at who she is right now. The song paints this picture of a really haunting, kind of melancholic figure, and she's just defined by this deep, deep sense of loss and isolation. The lyrics say she sings where angels can't afford. Just think about that for a second. It's like she exists in a place of such profound grief that anything holy or good just can't even get there. It's this total emotional wasteland, and her sorrow, well, that's the only music left. And then we get this line, only ghosts still play her game. This just hammers home her total isolation. Her only friends are spirits, just echoes of what used to be. It feels like she's trapped, right? Stuck in this endless loop of memory and mourning, a game that only the dead can even play. But here's the thing. She wasn't always this creature of the shadows. The song peels back the layers and shows us that she was once just a woman with a desire that is so incredibly human, so relatable. Yeah, before all the curses and the thorns and the shadows, it was this simple. All she wanted was to be adored. She wasn't after power, she wasn't looking for darkness, she just wanted to be loved. And that vulnerability, that's the key. That's the starting point for this whole tragedy, and it's what makes what happens next so absolutely devastating. And this right here, this lays it all out. The contrast is just, wow. Back then, she was all about this quiet longing, right? She wanted to be adored. She was calling his name. She had a heart that was open enough to be broken. But now, it's all active isolation. She's the one singing where angels are afraid to go. She's the one playing games with ghosts. And she even cursed her own heart. This wasn't some slow fade. It was a total tragic reinvention of herself. So, what happened? What was that one moment that changed everything? The lyrics point to a single intense heartbreak that was the catalyst. It just completely shattered her world and, well, it forced her to become something new. The song has this line, tears from beauty drowned. And this is so much more than just crying. The image here is that her old self, her beauty, was literally drowned by the flood of her own sorrow. That person she used to be, just gone, submerged and lost forever in that one massive heartbreak. And that leads to maybe one of the most powerful metaphors in the whole song. How did she rebuild? She stitched her soul from shattered dreams. Think about that. She didn't heal. She didn't move on and find something new. No. She took the literal broken pieces of her hopes and sewed them together. It means her very soul is now made of her own trauma. Which brings us to how final this all is. In a Gothic story full of spells and curses, you think there might be a magical fix. But the song is crystal clear. No spell can heal what love destroyed. This wound, it's beyond a cure. The damage that love did runs deeper and is more permanent than any magic could ever touch. So, if she couldn't heal, what did she do? She transformed. She didn't just put up with her pain. She embraced it. She wove it into a brand new, powerful identity, one that's defined by all these dark Gothic symbols. And you can see the anatomy of her sorrow right here. Ravens are braiding her hair, classic symbols of dark omens, but also wisdom. That lace of thorns we talked about, that's her defense now. Beautiful, but dangerous. She literally dances with the shadows, finding friends in the darkness that once swallowed her. And she wraps her pain in silken screams, turning agony into something elegant, almost like art. In a way, she has mastered her own sorrow. Which brings us to where she is now, her enduring state. I mean, the transformation is complete. She's this new being. But that pain that started it all? Oh, it hasn't gone anywhere. It's just changed its shape. It's become the very core of who she is. Let's be clear about one thing. This is not a story about healing or overcoming grief. Not at all. It's a story of metamorphosis through grief. The sorrow wasn't just some phase she went through. It became the permanent foundation of this new person. And this last line from the song is just so haunting. Each step she takes in silence still burns the flame. So on the outside, she's all silent, graceful composure. But inside, with every single step she takes, that original fire from her heartbreak is still burning. It's the secret engine that fuels her entire existence. And so that leaves us with one final big question. Is her sorrow a prison, or is it a source of power? I mean, think about it. The exact same pain that destroyed the life she had also created this powerful, almost mythical being. It traps her in an endless night, for sure, but it's also the very thing that gives her all that haunting strength. And that's the question the song just leaves hanging in the air, long after that final note fades away.